Sheila and this is my channel Cozy Ceramic Sheila, and I have new glazed pieces from my tutorials. And yeah, let's get started. First I start with the whisker and feather holders. And those are inspired by Laney, and her channel is Laney Crafting Creations. So check out her channel. She makes the most cutest, beautiful miniature and also plates. This is for friends of mine. They have a cat named Yoka, and Yoka is the name from her and him. Her name is Joanna and his name is Camille. So the cat is called Yoka. And I think the whisker holder came out good. So what do you think, Laney? Let me know in the comment. And this little one is for my bird's feathers. It is a long tail feather, the longest feather the cockatiel can have, and those are from the sides and the wings. So yeah, it's nice. This one has 2 holes. So thank you, Laney, for your inspiration. Then, as you know, I was making beads, and I am still making beads from scraps of clay. But yeah, at some point you have so many beads. What do you do with them? So I figured out to make a vessel with a rim with holes that I can string them onto, and this is what came out. This is that vessel, and then with a cord sort of woven into the top, and yeah, that sounds nice. Where they are hanging on is a string. It's called a waxed string. I have here the example. I bought that in a hobby shop. That is this. I hope it goes sharp in the camera. This is a thin string that I used for this one, and it is a more thicker string. So this comes at hand for when you want to string the beads together, and I have a tutorial about how to make those beads, and that tutorial is number, because I gave my tutorials numbers, that tutorial is number 45. So the beads vessel. Then, oh yeah, one thing, this vessel I made from 2 terracotta pots as molds. this one and this one, and then I blend in that gap here with a thick coil and smoothen that all out, and then you get, I put that clay of course in the terracotta pot, so you see how it shrinks. As we all know, clay shrinks. But this is what came out. From this, I left this very much clay in it so that it has some weight, because what goes on the top has weight too, so it has to be stable, and it is stable. There's a lot of clay in it, in between here and here is a lot of clay, so that makes it stable when it stands on the table. And I have bought this mini Sansevieria, and I will put that in here, and then I have a nice extraordinary flower pot. The same I did with my next vessel, that is this one. It's a boar, which those are a lot in the forests in the Netherlands, wild boar. I recently had an encounter with wild boars. Suddenly they were there, and for them suddenly I was there. It was a bit scary. It was 10 meters distance, and they are black, and they are making noise like yeah, so scary. It was a big group of about, well, I think 10 animals, and they went away, but there was one standing behind, and he was looking, and I stood still and I was looking, but when I was looking at them, I slowly went back, and he saw that, and then he went off, and the group was away, and I could continue my walk. It was an early Sunday morning walk. So yeah, that was my encounter with the boars, and that inspired me to make this vessel. Some pine trees. I left the background raw, because when you put clay in the terracotta pot, you get those lines, but the inside I made smooth, so that I'm certain that it is good attached, the bits of clay that I put in the pot, in the terracotta pot. And for this one I bought also a succulent, and that is here. So I have two nice flower pots or plant pots. In this vessel I made those two terracotta pots, and also the gap here, or the gap where they attach a big coil of clay, blend in so that it gets one piece. So yeah, you can do a lot with terracotta pots as mold. You see, this is blend in perfectly. And the inside I showed you, there's now a bit of soil in it. The glazes I use are from bots and terracolor, and this glaze is an Amico Jungle Gems Sea Breeze. Supernova, terracolor, jungle green bots. The translucent glazes is toffee color, from terracolor, and cognac from bots. And the greenish blue is orient blue from bots. Then I had Nijntje sitting on my shelf for 8 months, bisked, looking at me, silent, and I thought, yeah, now is the time I have to glaze Nijntje and get it finished. Nijntje is a character drawn by a man called Dick Bruna, and in my tutorial number 13, I tell a lot more about Dick Bruna and the history behind Nijntje. Nijntje is now finished and she came out nice. And here is Nijntje. In English, Nijntje is called Miffy. And Nijntje looks simple, but to make such a character is not so simple. But I think I came close. And Nijntje turned out nice. Here is a little bit of a patchy brush. That is because the orange is very runny and I didn't want to put too much on it because the hands and the feet has to stay white. And that is why this happened, that I was maybe a little bit too stingy with the glaze. But overall, Nijntje came out nice. Nijntje came out nice. And I think you can see my bird behind me because he doesn't want to leave me and he want to know what I'm doing. So my bird is there. Okay, Nijntje. Then I have my birds, and my birds are from tutorial number 47. I made this bird with you in that tutorial. And before I made this bird, I made 2 others first to see how that goes. And that are those 2. And all the colors are bots and terracolor, except for this head, that is Amako, and that is sea breeze or sea foam. The rest is bots and terracolor. So if you want to know the color exactly, then I will give you the number. Leave me a comment and I will give you an answer back. So that are those birds, and then I was inspired by my own bird and I made a cockatiel, and that is this one. And my cockatiel is now sitting in the back. I hope the camera will focus. And it is in the back, and I have there my name. So that is Dingo, because my bird is called Dingo. Eh, Dingo? Yeah. What else did I do with my beads? Well, that is this, and I hope I can get this sharp on the camera. This is now an 80 centimeters. And for this I made little angels. And those angels have a hole in between the wings, as you can see. But that hole is pushed this way, so that the string also goes this way. The hole is not pushed this way, because then the angel will hang in a different angle. At the end of this video, I will show you how they look sharp, focused. So yeah, that is what I did with the other beads. It is a big string strung together with angels. And yeah, it's a nice wall hanging. Okay, that were the pieces that I could show you. And yeah, they came out nice. I have some more pieces coming up. The stone people from Maxime, from Collie Pit Ceramics, colipet ceramics, and some angel pendants, and my snails. So a few things are coming up. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions about the pieces I made, then feel free to ask in the comments and I will always answer you back. I wish you a good day and thank you for watching, and see you soon in my next video or tutorial. Bye!